That is so weird. That just cut out, and I had like this amazing speech. Okay, so I actually wanted to talk about my past life regression hypnotherapy session. Um, I almost kind of forgot what I said because I was just realizing that the video cut out. So if you're watching this, hopefully I successfully put the two and two together. If not, it's just going to be a part one and a part two. Sorry. Where do I start with this? Okay, so I'm just going to talk about the whole experience. What prompted me to do this is because, when I started the awakening path to really just like heal from everything, I am just into this entire world of alternate everything, alternate medicines, alternate realms, alternate healing practices. And I had noticed for a very long time that in my womb space here, which you can now see, like, oh my gosh, I got that flat tummy now. I had always had like a pain and kind of like a bulge in there, and I'm like, what is this, And I'd go to Western doctors and everybody like, oh, there's nothing. I've like had ultrasounds, many doctor's appointments, and it was always like, oh, there's nothing. And it's like, okay, well, there is something. It's just obviously not something that 3D Earth people can realize. And when I went to go to this past life regression therapy, I didn't necessarily want to go just for the simple fact of this pain that I've had. But I've done other things too, other than past life regression. So I've been actively doing different things to get myself to the point where I am today. And some of that was going to see people that specialize in things, but the majority of it has been stuff that I have done on my own, through research and getting inspired by kind of getting like the first veil of things lifted when I go to see these specialists, So when I went into my past life regression hypnotherapy, she had walked me through like recalling my past life that was most closely related to this earthly life right now. And it turns out I was a Japanese artist, and I lived in Japan. I got to feel and relive several important life-changing experiences that I had from that perspective of being that girl in Japan during like the 70s. So it was amazing. I really got to connect with this person who I was, which is really just another aspect of my energy field. And side note, twin flame, soulmates, karmic twins, and true love. This is all different things. These are all different energies. These are all different bonds, very different, that you will have with people. In this past life, I got to experience true love, and I can picture this as clear as day. And the certain things she walked me through, that now me as this Japanese artist, I had some amazing experiences and some very horrible experiences as I went through car accidents from partying and having too much to drink with friends as a young 20-something, having birth complications, having cervical cancer, cancer of my uterus, emergency surgeries for that, squatters breaking into an apartment building that I had left behind in Japan from when me and my beloved true love, which when I had to recall through his name, I do believe his name was Roderick. That's what came through for me. I'm not sure if I'm translating that correctly, but that was his name, so I'll be referring to him as that. As for her name, I don't know. It just came up as Erica again. But I know these aren't really typical Japanese names, so the names could be a little different from my interpretations. But, you know, I had black combat boots, and I was like a really cool chick. I was like an alternative Japanese type chick, like a cool grungy artist. Actually, I inspired to channel her today through my fashion statements. So I really feel like I've been really connected with this other aspect, this other life here for like the past 4 or 5 days has been coming up on me. And the feeling of unconditional true love is absolutely a profound experience. Now, as we go through different lives that we live, we experience different things. So I have always been told by psychics that I do not have a true love in this 3D world as we have it. But what I do have for sure that I know of right now is a twin flame union, and I have had a karmic twin flame. So this is probably what I'm playing out. And even no matter if you do have a true love, you can have all of these different souls that are there for you to help you get your get your different perspective, because it's all about learning different lessons, having different perspectives. And I got to feel the perspective of having that true love, living it out, and also the immense grief and loss of the true love. Because when my husband, my beloved Roderick, passed, 3 days later, I actually passed myself, died of a literal broken heart. The grief from losing him was so intense that my Japanese self could not even handle it, and it got transferred to me. Because when she left, that pain was so immense that, and I relived this. So when you do a past life regression hypnotherapy, it's like you're out, you're under, but you're tapping into all of this knowledge that you wouldn't necessarily, tap into otherwise, all in your subconscious and your Akashic records. I got to experience my soul spirit being lifted out of my body as I died. I saw my beloved Roderick come in soul angel ghost form, and I went to him out of my body into his loving protective arms. And that is where we are, like, eternally. That is something that can never be taken. It felt so peaceful and like such a relief to be to finally pass out of that body and go. We had one son together also, we named Roderick, and he was just so proud. He was the epitome of anything anyone would called true love, loving, supportive husband, just true love in every sense of what that term embodies. And he loved her, and she loved him. I mean, it was just really something. One son to the two of them. The son was there. The son was there in the bedroom as she went, knowing full well that she belonged with the dad. There wasn't a lot of sadness there. It was very peaceful. And through my growth of my soul and through my healing and tapping in and just everything, getting all my clair gifts that have been activated in this life, further since coming into contact with my twin, I have noticed that very heavily in the 5D that my twin comes to me often with the same loving, pure energy, in a ghost soul spirit form. Oftentimes he goes right into my body and I can feel his heartbeat here right next to mine. His is a different, very strong heartbeat next to mine. He is my divine masculine. And as I have just really became so satisfied and happy with my fifth dimension union, it has just really started helping me lift layers upon layers of removing karma and other energies and blockages that have been swirling in my body. Well, at the time I was in my hypnosis therapy, that grief, that pain that had transferred from my Japanese self into my next life, which here I am as Erica, that grief had stored itself right here in my womb space. And that was such an immense, there's no words to describe this pain. It was pain great enough to literally cause my heart to stop beating and die. So this is a pain that I had been living with my entire life, that I had no idea about. It was just a certain sadness, grief of loss, separation. And I'm sure before I even knew what I was doing with the healing, things that I would do that have maybe been therapeutic, maybe chipped away at it. But I mean, I've been chipping away at this for a long time. And because I had that deep wounding from that, it's caused me to call in more things into this life, this now life, that cause more of that. It's like what's in there attracts in your outer world. And I mean, I have never really gone through and told my entire life story of all these relationships that I have brought in and the pain that they have brought, but it's like, this is done now. This is my point. This is done now. And so much got transformed during that hypno session at the towards the end, as like all the different frequencies, Yeshua was there clearing this, taking the pain, Archangel Michael, there were so many going on. She ended up coming through and the lady was channeling her and she was just like, thank you for taking this from me so that I could be free to go and be with my beloved. And right now, as I have healed myself, I am not going to be passing anything along now to my further self. Like these healings that you're doing now are affecting your entire lineage. So any healing that's getting done on your behalf is not only affecting you as your now person, but it's affecting your offspring. It's affecting your ancestry. I mean, this is like profound healing that's affecting the collective. It's affecting the world. It's affecting all consciousness. And that pain was transmuted into light, and I could feel it leaving my body. And it was so intense. And it was like things like that kind of take a while to integrate. And, you know, I thought about it here and there. And once I knew that that's where all that pain was, I mean, we did get a large amount of it cleared out during that session. But after that, I continued to work and work and work at clearing that. I mean, I have just been in solitude, in hermit mode, in my bed, just clearing, using obsidian, just really sucking that out of me. You know, the violet flame, all kinds of meditations. I mean, I've been working for 2 years once I knew what was going on, and I actually got the entire rest of it out the other night, and in accordance with everything else I was clearing, like I have cleared. I am like on the other side now of like crossing that rainbow bridge of consciousness that like so many people never even get to until they actually like really die, which is so cool. But there's so many of us doing this. That's why I wanted to share my story, because it's been amazing. And now like I feel like a bond to my Japanese self, you know, and my true love, which I had channeled them the other night, because I was just like, you know, I want to clear every last bit of this grief out, but not only that, I wanted to fill myself up with the good feelings of all that support, that love, that just pure partnership, companionship, friendship, lust, love, like everything. They were just, the relationship was so pure and perfect. And that was a perspective that I got to experience. And I'm just like so thankful that I got to do that. So I was just kind of showing my gratitude for that experience in a different life, and asking whatever could be sent that way in this 3D earth to do so. And I'm going to show you guys something. Okay, so I'm inside now, but okay, so in this lifetime, I have actually never had a loving relationship ever from anyone, until, well, I don't even want to say until, but like up until like I believe when I had my twin flame activation, it's like, this is like a slow moving, like growing, like very, very pure, very, very much unconditional, pure love. But as I had been thinking about my Japanese self and the amazing husband, I had seen this, and I decided to put this here near my driveway, because I just feel like it's not like the least I can do, but like just hold on, I'm trying to get good lighting. I want to look pretty for you guys. Just like really, really a reminder of that, this 3D earth life, there's so much more than that. There's just so much more. This is just one little aspect of our existence for all eternity. So I'm trying not to take life so seriously because of this anymore. It's like there's going to be ups and downs and things that make you upset, but ultimately, um, you know, we can figure out a way to co-create the life we want while we are here, when we have this knowledge, that there is so much more than this, you know. And funny story, you guys know, well, some of you might not, I do, you know, I talk about bits and pieces of different things and I never know who's actually watching what video, you know. So it's like, you guys do know that I have my karmic twin flame and I am married to him, and we have been separated for a year now, and I finally just cleared the last bit of pain and connection to him out so that I can call in my divine masculine. And a few days ago, I had put that out there, simply for, like, you know, my own personal rituals and everything. And he, like, came up to me and he was like, "Oh, that is so sweet that you put that thing there." And like, even though he's like a complete narcissist dick who like did nothing but cause me pain, I almost felt a little bad. And I'm like, well, I don't want to really hurt your feelings or anything, but like, that is definitely not for you. I'm like, you were never a loving husband. I thought when we got married that like you would be, but you weren't. So, you know, and you know what, a little bit in the back of my head was also, when I bought that stone, which I actually manifested that stone, which is fucking amazing, because I did see that thing for sale and it was kind of like more than I wanted to spend on it. And I said, you know what, I need that stone. I want that for my own purposes, because I have had such a life in this now life of me. It has been a thing of mine that I do have, like, this perpetual sadness of not having a loving relationship, you know, not having that loving partnership that I have always needed and wanted and cried about and looked for. And in my head and in this memory, I've always had like flashes of someone that loved me would do this, someone that loved me would not do that, someone that loved me would, you know, whatever. And it's always been in the back of my head of what someone who did really love me would be like. And so that stone is not only for my true love, Roderick, mostly just for the recollection of that and that amazing time during my recollection of this life, but it was also for my own healing process of the person I thought I did marry. When I married my narcissistic karmic twin, I really did hold the belief, now looking back, I'm thinking, what? I had blocks over me. I mean, I was crazy. I look at the very first red flag from him, and it was like, girl, oh my God, you should have ran right then. But there was a pool there. Well, he was attracted to that grief, that pain I was carrying. That's what calls people like that in sometimes. My sacred wound, you know, that's who those karmics want. They want to they like that, and they want to double that and double that and double that. So I think the grief that I was born with from my Japanese self had actually been added to throughout my whole life, not only from him, but from anything I had been calling in subconsciously, because that was my imprint before I even knew about any of this, you know? So that was also just a remembrance of what I've always had in my soul and my memory of, I do have a memory of what love would be. And even though I never got to experience it, that was my memory. That was saying goodbye to the fake person. Because when you do leave a narcissist, you have to grieve the fact that you thought you were married to someone else. And you realize what they did maybe in the beginning or every once in a while to hook you in. It was an act. It was fake, and I never want to call that in ever again. And I just wanted to completely purify myself for my divine masculine. And ever since I have really completed this clearing, it's been way more 5D amazingness, way more synchronicities now. It's like so many good things are on the way. So many good things can be coming to me now that I have completely shed all of this that was holding me back from the abundance and love that I came here to remember that I deserve and that I have. So I really recommend any of you who are into spirituality, into healing, into clearing, into any of this, do a past life regression. And I mean, it's nice to go to some place, but you don't need to. You can listen to them right here on YouTube. I mean, there is just guided meditations that you can do. And, and look at my eyes. They're changing. I'm losing the darkness of my soul. And, I feel neutralized from this karmic twin situation also. I don't feel like I'm a victim of what happened anymore, because I know that on some soul level I had signed up for this. And all I have to say is that my divine masculine is getting me in the purest, highest form expression of love I have ever radiated at in this now life, ever. I have more love towards him than anything, and that was a big crazy thing for me. And it's I'm so happy with what we have in the fifth dimension. I'm just not really all that concerned with Earth, I'm here because I'm here because this is what I decided to turn into. But I got a job to do here, I'm here to help others awaken. I'm here to heal myself. I'm here to awaken myself and heal lineages. I got stuff I'm doing here, but I'm also all kinds of other places too. So when I focus on this 3D Earth reality, now knowing that I'm so many other places too at the same time and doing other things, sometimes now I feel like I can kind of concentrate a little bit more. But I have to say, I mean, my fifth I'm so I mean, I literally cried tears of joy a couple times in this past week, because I have changed. I have changed into a new person. I am a new person. I am the same. I am me, but I am the best version I've ever been. Oh my gosh, Wolfie, he got a chippy. Poor Chippy. Oh, thank goodness he's just playing around. Oh, poor chippies. I feel sad for the chippies. They're cute, but Wolf. Let me see if I can get this chippy here. Oh my goodness. Oh, poor Chippy. Oh, no, he didn't hurt him one bit. He's still scurried away. That's what I love about my cats, because now they have killed a couple, but I think in general they do just like to play with them, toss them around, it's the thrill of the chase for them. Surprisingly, my little baby girl kitty though, she is the killer, and nobody would ever suspect that of her, because You look at my boy kitties and they're so strong and like regal and valiant, and you would think that they would be the ones that would like really just go for the blood and the death, but it's the precious little fluff with the prettiest face that you would just think is just, you know, complete. She is the killer. She puts him out. Maybe it's because she's got that female, but she's a huntress. I don't know if you, as my viewers, can tell a difference in me just from some of you who have watched me for, I think I've had a YouTube channel maybe 9 years. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good. So I want to keep putting out videos for you guys. Anybody who resonates with me, you know, subscribe if you want. If you want to like or comment, go ahead, you know. It's whatever. But I'm glad that I felt called to share this. I don't always feel super strong enough to really speak well. And a lot of that's changing now. I feel like all those little things that were such a horrible problem holding me back, like brain fog and you know, a lot of that shit, like, I'm better now. I really am. I've come out of a very, very intensely dark period that has not only just been my entire life, but recently, of course. And I just had a good thought and it just literally flew out of my mind. Hopefully it comes back. Damn. But you know, I'm just going to keep continuing forward, staying open, clearing my chakras. I've just been doing so much intense clearing for me and my twin. Like this morning, oh my God, I can't look this up if you're a twin. The Rainbow Ray healing guided meditation. Wow. Just freaking wow. So much good in the 5D. But yeah, I mean, do the past life regression. That's my story. That's my healing story on that. Good things are coming in. I'm protected. I'm guided by angels. Anybody that wishes me ill will bounces right. I'm protected. I have a shield now. I'm okay now. Things are better now, and I'm ready to call in everything that is meant to bring me happiness and joy for the rest of this earthly life, and of course eternal. And that's, you know, the true love that people have can come in many forms. Twin flames can come in different forms, and soulmates come in different forms. And this is my familiar. He's been with me through lifetimes, you know, just plenty of lifetimes. My spirit animal. But anyways, thanks for watching. I hope that this was inspiring. I hope that this helps anyone or entertain, you know. And all right, well, thanks.